Now let's finish the Warshirt. So I'm going to take a little piece of that leather material, or the thicker, times I like to use the thick paper, that number 5 sheet, and I'll tear a little strip off, and I'm going to roll that on a wire. It's going to be like the piping around the neck of this Warshirt. Sometimes they use felt, and they sewed it on there just to give it a little collar, a little piping around it. So I'm going to put a little piece of wire right on top of that little strip, and it's long enough to go all the way around the front of the neck, and I tore 2, so we'll get one around, piping around the front of the neck and the back of the neck. And then we'll roll it, and I'm not going to roll it all the way. I like to leave a little bit down at the bottom. Then I'll pull the wire out while it's wet, and I'm going to wet this piping a little more on both sides. And I'm going to lay it where his neck hole is on the front and form it around. See, it's plenty large enough to fit around there, and then I'm going to do another one for the back. Exact same way I did the one for the front. There, I wet it, and then I'm going to pull the wire out. Doesn't matter, you can do it either way. But I'm going to form it around and put a little bonding agent on that dry Warshirt in the back there, and I'm going to kind of pinch it together and then cut it where I want the piping from the front of the shirt to match the back. I'm just going to pinch it, cut it, and then I'll burnish it down a little bit with my fingers, push it together, and do the other side. Now that's the piping, and then it's sewed on, so you might want to show some of that little detail with your burnisher. Get it chased out, and then a little anatomy on that piping by showing where it's stitched onto that leather. A lot of times it's felt. I'll put something inside. Burnish it down where that loose end was at the bottom. Form it in. Now we're going to make the bib for this Warshirt, and kind of find the middle, mark it on one side, and I'm gonna determine how big I want this. That was twice as big as I need it, so I'm just gonna cut it in half and trim out these edges just a little bit. And this is a lot longer than I want it, but right now I'm just trying to get it to shape to that neck, or the piping, So I cut it long in case I make a mistake, I can cut it again. Now I'm going to put this medicine symbol. It's a glass bead medicine symbol that's going to go on this bib, because this is a medicine man. I'll trim that out. You've got some other long strips of glass beads that you can use. You'll have more beads than you'll ever use on this piece, but let's wet the back of this and let's wet where it's going to go, and then we'll place it just below the top, and I'm going to push it on with my fingers before it soaks in too much and I smash those beads. And then I'm going to trim it right at the bottom of that medicine symbol, and that's the start of my bib. Now I've taken those strips, and you can see that there are 6 strips, and I've taken on that long strip of glass beads, and I've just taken one and cut it off, and then cut lengths that are about the length of this bib, and I'll push those on. You don't want to get it too wet and push it on. You'll ruin the bead, and so you'll want your bonding agent to be kind of thicker, and then you can trim that off right alongside.